Why don't we start with who you are and what Sasnak City actually is? Because there's going to be a few people who have never even heard of it.
Well, my name is Gina Phipps-Hubbell. I am the owner and designer and operator and I guess organizer of Sasnak City, which is a fan convention. And it's in Kansas City, Missouri, which is where the name comes from. Sasnak, and the way it's spelled, is actually Kansas backwards. And of course, it was inspired by my love of Outlander, which was the first event I did, was an Outlander event. So when I named it, there was a lot of confusion at first. People were like, well, that's not how you spell Sasnak. Well, I know, but Kansas City is the only city in the world that can claim that. So I'm just like, yeah, that's going to be the name. So yeah, that's what it is. It's a fan convention where I bring in cast from Outlander and other television series to meet their fans. So it's a very small convention, very intimate, very, it's got everything a normal convention would have: panels, autographs, photos, meet and greets. It's just on a much smaller scale, much smaller.
So how many attendees do you have?
I started with a bigger one. I went with 240, but I have cut that down because I want a more intimate feel. So I've taken it to 192 tickets. It's only 192 available.
And it means everyone gets a seat no matter what panel they want to attend, or
yep, they do. Everyone has a seat. My tickets are done when you purchase your ticket. Your name is automatically logged, and I start putting seating charts together towards closer to the end or closer to the date of the event. But it's logged in order of how you purchased, what date you purchased. So, and I always start from the center out as opposed to the aisles in. So, because who doesn't want to be center stage? You know, everybody wants to be center because you're dead on. And it does take place in an actual auditorium. So there's true theater seating with big squishy seats. And I actually, when I first did the event, I did a video about it and told everybody, if these seats can fit my fat butt, you're going to be plenty comfortable, because they are huge. I mean, and they're really soft and squishy. And I just love that. I love that. So my butt doesn't go numb, because that's a problem with a folded chair. My butt always goes numb. So yeah.
But there's no bad seating as well. So while you start middle and out, it doesn't matter where you're sitting. You're seeing everything. There's no poles.
You are.
In the middle of them.
Nope. It is a true auditorium. They're at the National World War I Museum, where the event is always held. And it's beautiful. And so it's actually designed for like lectures and things like that to take place. So this was new to them. They'd never done anything like this. And now every year they want me to keep coming back, because it works beautifully for the event, that theater does, because you just have your seats assigned. So there's no rushing to get to a seat. There's no, oh God, you know, I got to be there. No, your seat is yours for the entire weekend. So yeah, that's how I assign them. And it's actually listed on your ticket, on your credentials.
So it all started with Outlander.
Yes.
But you're moving out into other fandoms.
I am.
So the one that we're talking about today is The Kingdom.
Yes.
That's the right name?
Yep, it is called Sasnak City Presents The Kingdom, and it is based on the television series and inspired by the television series, The Last Kingdom. So, which is one of my favorite shows. It's like right up there with it's like Outlander, The Last Kingdom. I mean, it's such a great story. So I have to be in love with the show in order to do an event around it, because they take a lot. And I want to have the passion for the show, any other shows I do, or any other conventions I do, that I have for Outlander, because I was a fan for a very long time. So Last Kingdom, I found, I think it was 2016 on a Delta flight. I think that's where I was, to the UK. And I found the first episode. I scared the crap out of the guy sitting next to me. When Uhtred came out of the water, I was like, oh my God. And he was like, I said, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And then of course he wants to see what I'm watching. And then he started watching it too. So yeah.
I could just imagine that with you.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm pretty much out there, and it wasn't quiet. It wasn't like, oh my God. It was like, oh my God. I freaked out. He was like, man, when he turned around, good Lord. Okay, so yeah.
You're not affiliated with the show in any way. It's all a non-affiliated convention.
Yep, I am an unofficial convention. I am not, and it states that on my website, that I am not affiliated, endorsed by, sponsored by any of the production, any of the people who put out the shows. That goes for Outlander as well. I'm not affiliated with it. I'm a completely unofficial event. I am a fan who started a convention for fans. So that's all they are. There's nothing official.
And you're not connected to any of the other conventions going on
Nope.
around the Last Kingdom, Outlander,
Nope.
none of them.
Nope, I'm a standalone one. I am completely standalone. All by myself. I don't have a board of directors. I don't have partners. I'm the sole owner. It's just me and my husband and my children. So yeah, that's just us. And my amazing team, of course, who does everything you could imagine and then some. But as far as having a affiliate or a partnership with any other conventions, I do not have that. It's just me.
And yet you managed to make it run so smoothly.
That's all my team, trust me, because I'm like, what page are we on? What's happening? So you know, the first two events went really well. I mean, it really was. The last event was, there were some things that happened that should have happened, and I take full 100% responsibility for that. That was completely my fault for not checking the boxes and, you know, doing what I needed to do. And there was a breakdown there, and it really hits you hard because, and I took it very hard because I want my convention to be an experience that people want to come back to. And, you know, I can come out and say it's going to be the best convention you've ever been to. You'll never experience anything like it. Well, that's true of any convention. Any convention, I can say that about. Any other convention in the world. There is no two Wizard Worlds that are alike. There are no two, you know, Sasnak Cities, or there's no two Bob and Sally's fan club shows alike. None of them are. So, because the cast lineup changes, you know, everything changes, and you never know what the cast's going to do. Popcorn pranks, just disappearing and wandering off. You can't find them. So, you know, just where'd they go? We don't know. So you just never know. Every show, every event I do, it's completely different because you don't know what you're walking into. You just know this is what I have to do. These are the things I have to get done. And so it's very tricky. And honestly, I couldn't do it without the girls on my team and, you know, the guys on my team. There's no way possible. They're just amazing. And they truly are fans themselves. So they carry it so well, and they help in so many ways. Plus the attendees. I have the best attendees in the world. I can say that. Being a con goer, I can say I have the best attendees ever. They're amazing. Amazing. So, yeah.
And they're so friendly. I mean, I attended the Outlander one, not last year, 2019, for
right.
Very
seems like eons, like decades. I'm like, God, I miss my people. So yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about NYCC the other day, and I was like, not last year. When did I last go to NYCC?
Oh, it's so devastating, isn't it? Oh my God. It's just, but you just got to keep going forward. Just keep going forward. That's all we can do.
Sasnak City, the gathering has been pushed again to November.
Yep. I did that. It's not because of anything else that's going on. It was simply because the mayor of Kansas City came out and he said that he was extending the restrictions till May 15th. And so looking at the timeline of the event and when it started, I didn't want it coming down to the day before, you know, May 15th, he gets on the air and says, okay, we're going to postpone this, and we're going to push it out even further. And then I have to tell everybody, okay, well, we can't do this, which is funny because like last week, they opened up restrictions on gathering size. And it's like, you can have as many people as you want. I'm like, oh, you're just like, But I think by November, you know, more people have the vaccine. We'll have, of course, as we continue to go through this whole pandemic, we just gain more knowledge and know what's helping. So in November and even in August, we will have gone even further than we would have in June. So that's why I postponed it. Sadly, I had to, but you know.
Is sticking with August for now.
For now, I am. There always is a chance of postponement because you don't know what's going to happen. But as in the case of the gathering, if you have a ticket to the Kingdom, you automatically will have one to the next date. So it automatically, your ticket moves with you to whatever I postpone the date to. And then I've already had this happen with the Outlander event, the gathering. I have a couple people who can't make it. So they come to me and then I turn around and put their ticket up for sale because I want to make sure, because there are no refunds, but if they can't come to the event, I'm not going to keep their money. You know what I mean? I'm going to help them get rid of it. So it's like, that's just kind of rude. Now, if the event cancels outright, like I did have through time scheduled, and we had to cancel it outright because it was in April of 2020. And it was just Oh my God. And so, yes, I did have to cancel it outright and everybody got their money. So of course, I'm going to refund that. If I cancel postponement, no, your ticket just moves with you.
But
So,
you have
yeah,
such a big wait list for even for the top tier tickets.
that is where my wait list falls, especially. There are still tickets available for the Outlander event. There's still tickets available for the Kingdom, but the top 2 tier tickets, man, those are some prize things. I mean, they sell out, and I didn't know about the Kingdom. I'm like, okay, I've never done this. Okay, now Outlander, boom, sells out in seconds. This one shocked me. I wasn't prepared for them to sell out that fast. I was like, what just happened? I mean, it was very shocking. It was instant. And I think it was like, I don't know, it was under, I think the top tier sold out in like 3 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. And then the second tier was maybe 5. And it was because people get them and then they buy it immediately because it's in their cart, but they got to buy it immediately. And it's like, and then they have to come back and buy their friend, like, you know, the lower ticket, but they're buying the big one. So it's like, so it's always funny how that works.
And you had no cast members when it came to this. This is how much faith people have in war events.
I did. People were like, there was a couple people who had some issues with that. They're like, how can you announce an event with nobody, you know, nobody announced? Well, I've done it a couple times. And it really humbles me to know that people are they love the event so much and they have that kind of faith because, you know, it's honestly, Alex, it's humbling. It's like, oh my God, it blows my mind that they are that confident in the event I'm going to do, that they're going to do that. I mean, that's a lot of money. I'm not an idiot. I know my tickets prices. I know they're high. I know that. But my tickets are also very different from everybody else's. And the very first event, people were like, I was hated on by everybody. They're like, you are never going to get that access. This is a lie. And I'm like, no, it's not. They agreed. So they agreed to it. So once the first event went through, the second one and the third one were just, yeah, it's so weird. Unless, you know, with my ticket prices, they reflect that. They reflect the inclusions that you get with your tickets. And yeah, I know they're shocking. God, they're shocking. They would shock me. And I'm the one who created them. So.
But there is something for all budgets.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's important that you have, because the first event, I didn't actually give just a weekend pass, that ticket. I didn't actually give that out. I did single day tickets, I think at the second one. And then I got to thinking, you know what, I need to make a ticket because there's people who just want to choose. Like, I just want to come to the event for a panel. I just want to come to the event for 2 photographs. So giving them and asking them to buy a $600 ticket, yeah, you may get all the autographs and you get photos too, but you know, it's not always, it's not what you want. So that's when I created just the weekend pass, which is a la carte. You can choose whatever you want and everything's open for you to buy. That's available for sale, like the meet and greets and the photos and autos and, you know, the infamous Blue Mountain cocktails, or, you know, the Lords of the North roundtable. So you can of course buy that. That's, you know, it's going to be fun. I can tell you that. So
now we do have cast members.
yes, we do.
And yep. You have some big names.
You know, I do. I actually do. I had done chats with Emily Cox before, so I knew when I did the run through with Emily, I knew she was going to be a yes, because when I did the initial run through to do the virtual chats with her, she asked me about Sasnak City, and I told her about it, and she's like, "Oh God, that sounds amazing. I want to come. I want to come." So I knew she was going to be a yes no matter what. So, but then I started moving through, and you know, I've got you know, Mark and Arnis and Eliza, and Eliza's coming home to the Midwest because she's actually part American from Omaha, Nebraska. And then Emily, and I think, and of course I've got Magnus. I just announced Magnus. But the shocker was David Dawson. That was like, I think it was so shocking that people don't believe it. And he's not on social media to verify it. So I'm like, okay, we've got to have somebody verify this. And it's funny because the cast is just as excited as we are about David coming to an event. I mean, Eliza's just ecstatic. She's just so happy. And so, I mean, apparently he doesn't do these. He's only ever done an official convention. So which I guess would make people think I am official because David Dawson's on the bill. But I promise you, at this moment, he is confirmed per his signed contract that I have in my possession. So he is confirmed to appear. So I almost fainted when he said yes. I'm not gonna lie about that. Just there was a little bit of screaming and some hyperventilating. So just yeah. Actually, I may have jumped on the bed like a 2-year-old. So I may have done that too. I may have done that. Yeah.
But with all transparency, there is a risk that some of these cast members can cancel at the last minute. It's happened.
Yep.
Usually for filming.
Yes, usually due to production. It's happened at every event, actually. Every single event I've had, a cast member has had to cancel. From the very first one, when Richard and Sophie both had to pull out at the last minute, I had 6 cast members. Suddenly I had 4. John Bell he was supposed to be coming. Then he announced he wasn't. And then then he told me he couldn't because of production. So that was the very first Outlander event. So I went from 6 cast members to 3 to 8 because in 24 hours, I got the clarification that John could come for one day. And I signed 4 more in 24-hour period. It was crazy. So I always have a backup plan. It may not be the actual cast member that you were hoping to see, but I always pull cast members to replace them in exchange. And it's usually multiples. So that's kind of what has been happening. I mean, I try to stick to 6 cast members, but sometimes one will pull out and I'll get 2 in their place. Or I'll just be an idiot and go for 9 cast members because why not? So, why not? I'm sure. Yeah, I can do that. So 7 is a good number. You know what I mean? 6 to 7 cast members is a good number. It's easy to balance. You can keep things moving. You go past that in a small convention like this and it gets very hectic. Very hectic. Yeah. So, and I want to pull, all the cast members that are available in The Last Kingdom are very quality actors. But I like to try and get the ones who we see the most, who people want to meet the most. And being that this is in the United States, they've never done one. There's another one happening in the Northeast, but this will be only the second convention they do in the United States. So besides like the big boys, which I'm not. So, because I can't take them on. So yeah, it's always a risk. And I say that in my terms and conditions that it is, no cast members ever guaranteed. And I hate getting that news. I hate getting it. But the second I get it, there's when I get the notification, there's steps that have to take place before I can actually formally announce it. So we're working behind the scenes to get somebody to cover it. So it's like, this person's canceling, but these 2 are coming. So this one's out, this one's in, so yeah, because it eases that hit. So yeah, but if you're going to a convention only to meet 1 cast member, I'm going to tell you not to do it. If you're just going for one, don't do it. Don't do it. Because if you're betting all odds, I'm doing it, I'm going to go in, I want to meet David Dawson, and he was to pull out, then you're completely devastated. So I never recommend that. I never recommend that. That's bad luck, bad juju right there. Bad juju.
And it happens with even big conventions. I mean, look at Wizard World lost Sam Heughan.
Right.
And then they lost Katrina Balfe at the same time.
They did. That was not good.
And I mean, I've been to conventions where I really wanted to meet Spike from Buffy, James Marsden.
Oh yeah.
And then he had to pull out because he was filming something. And it's like, it's okay because there's, I'm going there for the convention as well. Having the actors there is a bonus. Mm-hmm. And there were other as well. I mean, David Tennant was there. So I was like, yeah, cool. My 8-year-old was super excited. She was turning 6 on the day.
Oh, wow.
We got her a photo with David Tennant for her birthday. Wow. And she walked over and she was like, oh my God, you're the spicy head doctor. She calls me my Doctor Who and she's like,
oh my God.
I've never seen her so silent.
Wow. Yeah, my daughter's met, she's gone to a couple conventions. Of course, she comes to my convention, so she's met a majority of the cast. And she's gone to other conventions with me. So she's never seen Outlander. I've never let her watch it because, she's 10. And so she's never actually experienced the show or seen it. I think I let her watch bits and pieces of things just so she can see them in character, so they know who they play. But she just, yeah, she's gone to like, when she met Katrina, you know, Remington's so cool anyway. She's such a cool kid anyway. She's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. But when she met Katrina, there was a little bit of change in her. She walked up to me after, she goes, oh, her skin, Mom, is so beautiful. I'm like, I know, right? Makes you sick, doesn't it? Yeah. She's like, I need to know what she uses. I'm like, you're 10. You don't need to know nothing yet. So drink lots of water. Be Irish. You know, I'm like, do those things.
Don't get sun. You're fine.
Yeah. Stay out of the sun. Yeah. Can't do that. She's never going to do that. So yeah, it's cool when our kids meet them. It's really cool. Yeah. And my family's very tied into my event. They always come down.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law's there. My mom's there. My children come. My husband's there. So yeah, it's always fun. I love it. And then I've got all these great Sasnak sisters and brothers. Huh?
Everyone knows everyone in the end. It's like
they
this
do.
whole community.
It is. You know, I never expected that. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I've said it before. When I did the first one, and my husband can tell you, and so can Julie, who was with me from the beginning, I was convinced it was going to fail. This is going to fail. It's going to fail. People are not going to buy tickets. People are going to think I'm crazy. I've lost my mind. Because I was horribly attacked. I was called an angry goat person. I mean, everything you could think I was called. And so, because I know people scam people, and I just kept trying to go forward, but I was so convinced that, you know, it would fail completely and I would slink off into the fandom and never be seen again. And I was totally okay with that, but it didn't. And what happened was this amazing community of women and men just started to build, and they're like, they travel together and they found their life best friends. And I mean, just, it's amazing. And I couldn't ask for anything more, because you know, people think that us con people, us convention owners, or whatever you want to call us, as organizers, make a ton of money. That's what they think it is. Okay, newsflash. No, definitely not. No, but that's not what it's about. I just really, I say it a lot, I just want to have a party and invited a bunch of people, because there's something magical about watching. So, you know, thinking back to the first time you met your favorite actor, and that feeling that can never happen again. I see that happen, and it's just amazing. And there's nothing like it. And, you know, I lost a very important part of the Sasnak family not too long ago. And she was an admin, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but Mary Walker was exactly the type of person I built this convention for. She was a complete wallflower. She wasn't real out there and, you know, all over the place. She was very quiet, very reserved. And I will always remember the first time I met her and watching her step away from that wallflower character and into this amazing, you couldn't help but love Mary. And I know you know Mary.
Yeah.
So, because yeah, I made Mary send her writing. I'm like, they're gonna do this. I pushed her, but she was such an amazing person. And she, you know, I've never seen a convention where somebody loses a member of the convention and the whole community just weeps her loss. But so did the cast members, because they knew her. And it's just profound. And I've never experienced that anywhere except at Sasnak City. I really haven't. And that society and Sasnak society is just amazing. The sisterhood and the brotherhood's incredible. And I never knew that was going to happen. I never knew. And I'm so thankful it did, because I love every one of them. I love everybody in my attendees, my team. Yeah, the cast members are all right.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. So it's amazing. It's amazing what was created. It really was. And the community, like you said, you were brought into the community when you came. So yeah, that was awesome.
And
I hope you enjoyed it.
Continues outside of the event. You've got the Facebook group that just everyone still chats. And I think that was where I ended up ride sharing with someone else from the airport. We were both coming into the never met before, both just coming into the airport at the same time. And we're like, okay, let's just Uber together.
Let's just do this right now. Let's go. We're doing it. We're doing this. Yeah, it's crazy. That's how it happens.
For just accepting that, you know, we'll just Uber with a stranger.
Why not? I mean, what could happen? Well, that, and I have people who room together, you know, who share costs and roommate. And some of them have met as roommates at this event, and now they travel together. So I don't allow bullying. I don't allow, you know, segregation. The last event, some things were slipped through that I wasn't told of. And that's why, you know, at this coming event, any event I do, I will, as you know, I stand center stage and I say, this is my house, it's my rules. Because you don't want me coming to pull you out. And I'll never forget that I said that. You don't want me walking down those aisles coming to get you and take you outside and take your credential from you. And then I had to come down during a panel and get a girl, and she thought I was throwing her out. I'm like, oh, no, your husband's here. We got to go get you. Oh, God, it was so funny. I felt so bad for that. But it's true, you know, there's a lot of hate and anger and things that go on in any community. I just don't want it in mine. And I just don't. And it's negativity in this world currently is easy. It's easy to hatch and it's easy to feed. And I don't think that's a smart thing to feed into it and be negative myself. I have to steer the ship, and I have to make sure that everybody stays confident in the fact that we're going to have a good time, that we're all going to get along, and that, you know, there's hope. There's always hope. And it's been quite a learning curve for me, because, you know, I'm the crazy psych who says anything and has no filter and incredibly sarcastic. And people can sometimes take that wrong. So it's kind of a battle to remember, you got to hold that back a little bit. But it's hard for me to be anybody but me, you know, to try and temper what I say. I have a hard time with that. It just kind of comes flying out of my mouth, and I'm like, oh crap, probably should have said that. So, you know, as I've proven by doing videos that I release in Sasnak Society, I'm 95% of the time I'm a total idiot, have no clue what's going to come out of my mouth. So
you have one plan and then you go off on tangents.
Yes, I have a plan and then I start rambling, just like I'm doing right now. See, look what you've done. You're supposed to keep me focused.
Well, we're going to say 20 minutes and we're on to 30.
I know. And what's great is I've got a COVID test in like 10 minutes. Oh, God.
I will do the last question then.
Okay.
So, someone who is on the fence of buying a ticket to the kingdom. Okay. Give me three quick reasons why it is for them.
3 quick. I have a great lineup, and there's more to come. That's fact. I can't say it will be like, you know, it's not gonna be like any other event. I'm not gonna do that because that's bull crap. But it's a weekend where your passion for the show and your love for the characters can be shown, and no one is going to downplay you or look at you strange, because I'm all about flying freak flags. I'm all about raising your freak flag up and waving it, because I've got a big one. And so you are a member of that community the second you buy a ticket and join the attendees group. You become a member. People want to know you. They want to get to know you. So it's finding family that you didn't know you had. That's it. I mean, let's see what else. I could say, because it's in Kansas City and we've got great barbecue. But, you know, honestly, I mean, it is in the heart of the Midwest. We have that. We're known for, you know, the Midwest hospitality. It's going to be a great time for everybody who's there. I know half the attendees who are already coming. I know them. I have several who are coming actually from out of the country. You don't want to look back and have a regret of, damn, I should have gone. Ugh, I should have gone. If you're one who likes to regret things, by all means do. But if you're one like me who's like, and you're on the fence, what's the worst that could happen? You could have a good time. You could meet David Dawson, Eliza. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen. You know what I mean? It's not a bad deal. So, and I mean, that's really it. Just don't live your life with regrets. And that could be a regret that after the event's over, you're sitting or the weekend of, which has happened a lot, where the weekend of people who were on the fence are watching it all go out across social media and they're like, dang it, why didn't I just go?
And that's
the ticket, got on a plane.
You don't need that $3,000 ticket. You
Nope.
can do
absolutely not,
and you will still have the weekend of your life.
Absolutely. If you doubt it, join Sasnak Society and start asking. Don't ask me, I'm the organizer. So I'm going to tell you what happens behind the scenes, and I can't even give that information away, but I can tell you what I have in my mind. The problem is I've never experienced it from an attendee side. I knew the type of event I would pay for and what I wanted to go to and what I wanted to experience. And it definitely wasn't standing in line for 6 hours. It definitely wasn't 10 seconds of, you step into a picture and they're like, smile, and you smile, and they're like, click, and your face is all, and you can't, I didn't want that. I wanted something different. And, autograph sessions and photo sessions at Sasnak City run long because the cast won't stop talking. So I love it. So you know that to be true. I mean, I've lost a cast member, and I'm like looking at the handler, like, where's he at? They're like, I don't know. He went to the bathroom and then he disappeared. He's out sitting in the lobby area where all the tables are set up where people have lunch at, hanging out with everybody drinking. I'm like, you have photos now. You know what I mean? It's like, because they're so relaxed and they drop their guard and they just go out and hang out. And it's such an amazing event. And I remember that first event when we were publishing all this stuff and putting it out on social media. And the second event, people repeatedly kept saying, dang it, why didn't I go? I should have bought the lower tier ticket and gone. You have amazing access no matter what ticket you hold. The only thing that separates you is not your bank account, in a sense, because I don't view people as, oh, well, this person's a Fraser's Ridge and this person's they're just a Carolina Church. I don't do that. You're all my attendees. It's what you can afford. And I have women who have bought the Fraser's Ridge ticket and made payments on it every week just to get it, because it's their splurge. That's the one thing they wanted. Take a chance. Life is no fun if you're not taking risks and taking chances. I did on a convention. Don't know what the hell. I was drinking clearly when I came up with this idea. But I've made an amazing amount of friends, new friends, and family members, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I won't regret it. I won't regret it.
So the Kingdom, August.
The Kingdom, 26th through 29th. Kansas City, Missouri. Missouri.
The website that they're going to?
SasnakCity.com.
Right.
Yep. And they go in there and see the cast members and look over everything on activities and just find out descriptions of stuff. And of course, if anybody has any questions, they can always, reach out to me via the website or on Facebook, or, join Sasnak Society. Talk to the attendees. You're going to buy a ticket to an event. Talk to the attendees. Find out what it's about. Ask questions. Don't buy it at face value, because you oftentimes buy something at face value and then you're shot in the foot. You're like, what was that? So you have to do your work, because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And because we have to pay for things, that's why. And my tickets are heavily priced, and I know it, but I've never had anybody really regret it. So yeah, ask the attendees, join Sasnak Society, and ask them. So they'll tell you the truth. Whether I like it or not, they'll tell you the truth.
Well, thank you. Well,
you're very welcome.